Yo, what is up, guys? It's your boy Perp, and I'm finally here with this in-depth deck profile with some live sim play with my new Arlong build. I've been trying to get this done for several days now, having a lot of trouble. This is my first sim video, so probably just, working out some kinks, but let's just go and get into it so you guys can check it out. Here's the Arlong, of course. Attached to when attacking, rest one of your active Dons so that you can play a 4-cost or lower with trigger character from hand. So he just really helps flood the field. And here we'll start with Jin. I just run 2 Jin. He's a 4-cost, 1000 counter. But the good thing about him is he rests 2 4-cost or less characters, your opponents. So basically, like if you're going against black decks, you got those you can't KO those blockers and stuff, and they're hard to get off the field. So with this card, at least you can rest those Barcelinos, CP9 blocker, and all that other stuff. So it's really, really good for the end game, or even just resting some 4-cost characters to try to get rid of from the turn that they were played after. So yeah, he's really good. Newest addition is the Krieg. I was recommended to put some Kriegs in here. When I first made this deck, he was not working out for me, but I didn't know how to play this deck yet. So now that I put him in, it's helped me a lot. This deck's already pretty good. With Krieg in it, though, it's really doing well, especially with Whitebeard. He was one of my big troubles matches, and with Krieg in this deck now, it's actually a little bit easier to handle Whitebeard, which is really nice. He's a 6-cost, he gets double attack, and he has a 7k power, so he's actually hard to, he's easy to defend, so it's hard for your opponent to swing over him. And then we got Django. He's the spice card in this deck. I just run 2 of, but he's a 5-cost, 6000 power. But on play, I get to restand one of my East Blue leaders or characters, so I can restand my Krieg and swing double attack twice in one turn if I wanted to. Or I can restand my leader and use my leader's effect twice in one turn if I wanted to. He's really cool. Just a real good double swing. Applies a lot of pressure on my opponent. Then we got Hachan. He's a 2k counter with trigger on play. He just really, I keep him in my hand. I always use him as a 2k counter. I never play him. If I do play him, it's because of the trigger off life, and it's towards the end game so that I can get that extra character on board to just try to help guarantee that win. And then we have 4 1-cost blockers. Capone, he's a 1-cost blocker. That's, all you need to know. It's really cheap to put down. So he's just real nice to have in the deck as some extra, security. And then we got a 2k counter Sanji. We run 4 of him. I never ever play this card on field. I always just keep him in hand. He's just a good 2k counter. It can be searched out with Pudding. It can't be searched out by Parasparrow, so that's a mistake. That's very common to make. Myself, I made it several times. So you got to really pay attention to that because he's not a Big Mom's Pirate. He's Vince Smoke's family. So then we got the 4 copies of Charlotte Cracker, the best trigger 4-cost character in this deck by far, for sure. Always can get him. I usually always have him in hand right away. So by my second turn, I always go first. So by second turn, I have 3 Don. I attach to use Arlong's effect, swing for 7, and drop a cracker every time. And then Charlotte Smoothie. I run 3 of her. She's really good. If you keep gaining life, your opponent keeps giving you life or whatever from, your 7-drop Big Mom and stuff. She's just good to boost and just apply more pressure towards your opponent. Also towards end game, she can help with that boost, also to help get that extra 2k that you're going to need to swing over for the win. So she's real good. Plus, 4-cost with a trigger character, so she's able to use with Arlong's effect. And then you have 3 Puddings, 3 Searchers, basically. That's all you need. You don't need 4. She's just, real good to help you find your 7-drop Big Mom or your Brulees, 2k counters, 4-cost characters with triggers. She's just real good like that. So she just helps a lot with getting through your deck and getting the cards that you need. I run 4 Parasparrows. He's a 3-cost, 5000 attack. He doesn't have a counter, but he has a trigger where he can be played onto the field from life by discarding 1 card from hand. So just, more really good triggers in this deck. And then on KO, he's a searcher, top 3, add a Big Mom's Pirate on KO. So he's another great searcher to help get cards that you're looking for your next turn. And then we have Strusen. He's always in hand. I always just play him as a 2K counter. If I were to play him on fields, because like maybe I'm going against Law with all those small 1-cost blockers, and or maybe Zoro need to get an extra 1-cost character off the field so they can't use it for a swing next turn. But generally 2K counter is what he's for. And then I run 4 Brule. Best blocker in this deck. You can use her with Arlong's effect. She comes off of life all the time. So it's just like that, another blocker on field. It can really save you the game last minute. So she's just really great. And then I run 3 7-drop Big Moms. With her, she just applies pressure, makes your opponent have to decide, whether to trash one of their own lives or give you one so you can gain. I always drop her usually once I reach 7 Dawn, and if I have her in hand, I usually have other characters on the field, or at least one other character. So I'll swing 5K with my character, 5K with my leader, and then I'll drop the 7 after that, just to guarantee you gaining a life instead of your opponent trashing one. And then I run 4 Punk Gibsons. Best counter or event counter in this deck, absolutely. It's ridiculous. You gain 4,000, and then you can rest one of your opponent's characters with a 4 cost or less. And its trigger, if it comes off life, you can rest up with one of your opponent's characters, no matter the cost. So, especially in late game, if he comes off trigger, you're resting like a big character, and your opponent's swings, it just cancels out. It can really save you the game. I've seen it all the time. And then I have 2 Ikakus. I run this in here for extra security, to protect my life. It's only a 2 cost for a plus 5,000. So, I mean, that's really good. It's high up there. I wasn't running it in the first build, but I felt like it just needed more protection in this deck just to guarantee more safety, so more security. So I run it. I run 2 of them, and plus the trigger's not bad at all. If you can pull the trigger off, you just discard 2 cards and you gain another life. So it can really save you in the end game also. So that's pretty much the list. I wanted to get through it real quick. But this is the most updated list that I have for Arlong, and it's doing really, really well, even better than the first build that I did. So let's just go and get into a game here. Hopefully we can get a good game, and I don't mess up really bad. If I do mess up, you guys can roast me in the comments. That's fine. Getting a game too, I probably should just host one, because lately getting in these games on the sim has been tough. It's annoying. Then we're sitting here like this for 5 minutes until it wants to put me back in the lobby so I can try to join another game. But if you're going off my list from the previous video, this is the most updated. Made a few changes. I had those 5-drop Laws blockers in there. He was good. I get to pull off his effect here and there. But generally, he's a pretty expensive blocker for this deck. So he wasn't really absolutely needed or made a huge difference. So that's why I decided to take him out and put the Krigs in. Then I made a few other cards, turnarounds and switches. So, all right. So let's just go and host a game here so that we can guarantee this. Hopefully I can win one for you guys. I don't know why, but the Sim's been giving me a hard time. So I don't know. I did let my buddy borrow my Arlong deck last night at Locals Tournament. He's never played Arlong before, and he actually ended up going undefeated. Back to main. All right, so I had my wrong deck. So let's get this Arlong going. Sorry, guys. But what I was saying is, my buddy, he never used Arlong, and he ended up going undefeated, took first place at the tournament with it. It just shows that it is a good build. It really is. We'll keep it, because I do have a Cracker and a Smoothie. I mean, you want to keep the hand if you have some good targets to use Arlong's effect at the end of the day. So I have no puddings to play. That's fine. They have a pudding. Now I gotta say that Yamato is definitely a tough deck, especially against using Arlong against it. I've had a hard time with it, so we'll see how it goes. Attach 2 Dawn, use Arlong's effect, swing for 7, and I get to drop a cracker. You know, right away you got a double attack character. It just applies pressure. Your opponent's gonna have to discard a bunch of cards to protect its life, so that doesn't go. If it does go off, you know, now they just lost 2 life. They do have more cards in hand, so that's a negative, but other than that, it's pretty cool. So we want to let it go because we want to have less life than my opponent, so that I can pull off Cracker's effect. Nice, we got a Krieg. It's looking good. So he has 1 up, so I know it's that 1 event for Yamato. Alright, so basically I want to leave 3 up for Arlong's effect. I'm going to attach 2 Dawn. I gain 1,000 with Cracker's effect, so he's at 8 with a double swing. Should be able to get it out. Oh, okay, so he let it go through. But, yeah, see, that's another horrible thing against yellow. They got so many more triggers they can pull off. Alright, so swing for 7, use Arlong's effect, and we'll drop a smoothie. Now, next turn, they're going to have 3 swings, which isn't very exciting. I'll protect just 1 of them. Then I'll let them finish doing the swings here. Actually, I'll do 1 more. That way, he doesn't touch my life. Because I do want to hold some of these 2K counters in hand just in case. Alright, so check this out. We got 2 rested, 3 cost characters, so now I get to use Krieg. Let's see if I should. I probably should swing first, because then I'm going to give more cards for his hand to counter out. So what I'll do is we'll swing 5 into leader. Oh. See, this is what I'm talking about. I'm not used to Yamato, so that was a misplay by my part. That's okay. So we're going to do... Now we're going to swing for 6K. Alright, so now what we want to do is we're going to drop a Krieg. Use Krieg's effect. I'll throw one of these 2K one of these 2K counters out. So next turn, basically, they're gonna have to focus on my rested character and then swing for life, because I got a double swing Krieg on the field, so that's pretty intense. Yeah, we'll do a 2K. And then we're going to let that one go. And then see, they got... Okay. So what we'll do is we're going to grant them a life. I think it's just better that way, because obviously I'm going to be able to get those done. Let's probably do 1, 2... We're going to leave 2 up for Punk Gibson. So we're not going to use Arlong's effect. I don't have a target in hand. See if we can get rid of this character, because I know he's going to try to protect his life. Yeah. So we'll attach 3 Dawn to Krieg. And we're going to swing for 10. So he takes it. Any triggers, I would imagine, because that's Yamato for you. It looks like there's a trigger. Yeah. So they got rid of my smoothie. And then I'll just pass. Okay, so swinging for that. Do no blocker. So what we'll do is 2 2Ks. We're gonna let that one go through, of course. You know what? I'm gonna use trigger. I'm gonna do it. see if I can win next turn using... Oh, shoot. Oh, never mind. I should have held that. I should have thought about that. Okay, so let's use pudding. We need to get... Probably should get a cracker. So we're gonna need some swings here next turn if we're gonna want to win. We need to get rid of this 8 drop. So I just need to leave 3 for Arlong. Nine, 10, 11, 12. I want to use her effect to guarantee that card off the field, but that would leave me with 2 life, and if they are able to counter out, I wouldn't win. I would lose. So I'm not going to. Yeah. That's a bummer. Then we'll attach 2. We're gonna swing for 7 at lead. Use effects. Put the cracker down. So they take it. So basically, ooh, that was a good trigger. So we'll end turn. Hopefully they don't have a a rush character. Okay, so yeah, no, that makes sense. No trigger. Yeah, I'm not gonna win this one. And they win for game. So yep, that's pretty much it. So you guys see how I maneuver the thing. You know, I wanted to make one with me winning, but there's a lot of Yamatos running around. I'm telling you that the Yamato is a threat. It's really tough. I'm able to beat Yamato with my Whitebeard, but with Arlong, it just doesn't happen. Like, it really doesn't. It's just too hard. There's too many triggers in that deck. The leader is 6k after 2 life. It's too tough. So, but other than that, you guys, you know, you can see how the deck, you know, how I maneuver the deck and stuff. There's going to be some bad matchups and some misplays here and there. But, you know, other than all that, it's a really, really cool deck. Very fun. And I'm glad, hopefully I can get this video out for you guys. So I appreciate everyone's interest in the deck and the support and everything. And keep subscribing, liking my videos, comments. I'll try to reply to all of them. And I appreciate everyone. I'll see you guys next time.